guys, and welcome back to Chick with a Plan. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a hard cover for a planner or journal that has a disc bound system out of canvases that you can buy from the dollar store and some stencil plastic and some glue. All right, let's get started. To make your hardcover for your planner or your journal that's disc bound, you're going to need these, which are like $1.25 or $1.75 from Family Dollar, I think, or the Dollar Tree, one of the two, but they're just individually wrapped. A couple of sheets of stencil plastic. I got this off Amazon. I don't know where to find it in stores. And of course, you're going to need some disc. You're going to need Mod Podge. And you're going to need this just for extra measure. So I am going to start by, I don't know if I can zoom in right here and let you see. I am going to line the stencil plastic up so that I can get just a little bit of edge left on all sides except for the fourth side, because this is going to be the part where the disc are going to be hole punched in. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this off, and I'm going to cut that out real quick. And for cutting this, I'm just going to use my handy dandy little paper cutter. And for the corners that I'm going to have facing towards the disc bound rings, I'm actually going to round them because they can be kind of sharp. And I don't want that to be poking me when I'm using my journal, planner, whatever it's intended for. For my purpose, it's actually going to be more of a project planner. Oh, that didn't go well. Those are rounded. And after you do this, would actually be the best time for you to, if you're going to decorate your covers, like the canvases, if you're wanting to put any kind of design on your canvases for your covers, this is the time to do it, because it's going to be a lot harder for you to go back and have to redo all of this if you mess up your canvases once you've glued it all down. You know, it's just easier to go ahead and decorate them before you get it fully assembled. In my case, I literally don't know what I want to do, and I'm thinking I'm just going to doodle on them as I use it. I'm not going to like put anything impressive on it. And honestly, I just kind of want to get it assembled so that I can start using it, because I do actually have a use in mind for this, and I need to start planning today. Also, before we proceed to gluing these down, we are going to hole punch these. Now my punch is actually missing a disc. So I have a particular way I'm going to punch mine. It's not going to apply to yours probably. And honestly, do whatever works for you. Okay, now I've got these hole punched for my disc, and I am going to go ahead and prep the canvases for adhering these to this. Now what I'm going to use is actually Mod Podge, or the Mod Podge, just to kind of get it to adhere like more consistently over the whole thing. And then I'm going to go over the edge with this just to make sure it's going to hold really well. I always make such a big mess every time I do something. I cannot help it. I'm definitely not one of the more polished people when it comes to doing crafts. Like, anyone who is able to do that and not make a teetotal mess, I have complete admiration for them. With me, I know my desk is going to wear it. I'm going to wear it. It's going to be everywhere. All right, so I'm just going to let that sit to the side. And you know what? My super glue has decided it's not going to come out of the tip of the bottle. So I'm improvising. Yeah, I'm literally doing this with a popsicle stick. I hope your bottle of super glue works. I didn't plan this out really thoroughly when I decided I was going to make this. This is more of a spur of the moment. I need an extra planner sort of deal. So yeah, here we go. I'll be back with you when I finish. All right, now I've got that all spread, and I'm going to apply the first one. And this is going to be really important that whatever you do with this one, you try to mimic as best as possible on the other. And I'm going to try to also make sure that I leave the same amount of space around all edges, except for, of course, where the discs are going to go. And then you're just going to smooth it out. If you have something you can kind of burnish it with, like squeegee, you know, make sure it has really good contact with all edges of the stencil stuff or stencil plastic. And for an extra layer of making sure it has good contact, I also use a book. Okay, so today is the day of improvisation. So I could not find a book. Yes, I'm using my laptop. It is what it is. All right, so I tried curing these, and it turns out the glue I used, which was like a Gorilla Super Glue, did not work well with this. So I'm going to use the glue that I normally use to do this, which is this lovely stuff that is already dripping and oozing and creating a mess. And I'm just going to lightly lift this and just go around and re-cure this. And I'll do the same thing I did with the other glue, which is just put this little silicone thing in between it and the book so it doesn't stick to the book that I put on top of it. And I will just press it back down and we will fix it. To clean up where it has come out from under the stencil sheet, I'm just coming along and smoothing it out like this. It's not going to dry the prettiest, but it's better than having big old goopy lobs. And honestly, like if you really don't like how there has been glue rubbed onto parts of the stencil paper, or not paper, but stencil plastic, you could totally just print out a really cute sticker sheet, or even just find some scrapbook paper that you really like and just glue it over the top of this. But you could also take like those letter sized sticker sheets that don't have like any cuts or anything in them, like a whole sticker sheet, and print out something you really like a picture or a pattern or a background, and cut it out to where it will fit inside this and just cover all of this up. And then you won't have to look at the plastic. Alrighty, guys. Now for the conclusion of this whole process. So I've never had a problem with this glue with doing this method. And like I said before, if you don't like how you can see like glue streaks or anything on the stencil plastic, you can absolutely just print out like a page sticker and cut it to size and then just laminate it over it and make the inside of your planner or your journal, whatever you're going to use this for, absolutely beautiful. All right, so I have pre-assembled what I was going to use this for. So I am just going to do this right here and pop this in and take my really ugly silicone mat that's been abused by resin off the other one. And it looks like some of that did come up on it, but oh well. I'm not being picky with this project because it's not, you know, a labor of beauty, so to speak. But for you, it can be. Make it as beautiful as you want it to be. And there you have it. That is how you make a hard canvas cover for your disc-bound journals or planners. Also, for the leftover stencil scraps that you have from cutting this to size to make your cover, you can go ahead and make yourself some little bookmarks. I just literally cut them into little pieces and just hole punch them where there is enough space where when you click it in, it's going to stick up above the pages like this. And just made several of those. As you can see, they're already in here.